powered the Athletics' victory last night in Houston. And oh, by the way, Sean Manaea continued his 2018 dominance as he frustrated the Astros offense, giving up no earned runs and striking out 7. Tonight, it's Daniel Migden's turn to face the reigning world champion Astros. A's, Astros, Game 2, next. It's a beautiful night for baseball in Houston. We're at Minute Maid Park, home of the Astros, and a sellout crowd is expected. Daniel Migden will try to hold down the Houston Astros. It's the A's and the Astros coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. So Daniel Migden gets the ball, Game 2 of the series. He's got a nice little stretch going, Ray. He's been really good in his last 2 starts.
Amazing thing, when you follow a pitcher who just pitched a no-hitter and you're starting the next game, you have a lot of pressure. But Daniel Migden handled the Boston Red Sox extremely well last weekend, following the no-hitter by Sean Manaea. Good fastball pitching out of the stretch. He used all of his pitches very effectively. And I thought out of the windup, he changed it a little bit, not so much the double pump, slight hesitation at the top of his delivery. Great curveball that he was able to throw. Bruce Maxwell catching him as he is tonight. A great pitcher. He's always prepared. And you're right, Kuip, he's pitching extremely well.
Mark Hanna is in the lineup for the 12th consecutive game. 10 of those 12 have been in center field, and he is showing that you give a guy a consistent playing time, anything can happen. He's been great.
Well, he's been great in center field, but you know one thing Mike Aldretti talks about, the assistant hitting coach, there's a lot of hits to the opposite field. There's nobody great lately in hitting the ball to the opposite field. He saw it last night with a 2-run home run. He hit the home run in Texas when Mazzaro dropped the ball. He's swinging the bat very well. He's using the whole field. And remember, he had hip surgery. He had 2 home runs prior to that to right field. That helped him a lot.
All right, Canna and the A's will be opposed by Lance McCullers Jr. He's looking for his 4th win of the year. Keep it right here on NBC Sports California. We'll head back to the studios, and then after that, right back to Minute Maid for the ball game, Game 2 of the series.
Toyota, designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. And by Jack in the Box. Try the new Cholula Buttery Jack, part of the Buttery Jack family. Only at Jack in the Box.
Welcome back to Minute Maid Park. Another beautiful night for baseball. The roof is open. That's always exciting. Sunshine coming through. There's a few shadows out there right now, but those will be gone fairly soon. Let's check the game time weather. Presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. 82 degrees, a little bit warmer today, and the game is starting an hour earlier. But man, is it nice when the roof is open in this ballpark.
Back-to-back games.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup for your Oakland Athletics. It starts with Matt Joyce. He's in there with the right-hander. And Marcus Semien at short. Jed Lowry at second. Chris Davis is the DH, followed by Matt Olson, Matt Chapman, Mark Canha, Stephen Piscotty, and the catcher is Bruce Maxwell.
May the 18th in 2015, Lance McCullers Jr. made his major league debut. It was against the Athletics. A no decision in that game. His dad, a lot of people here to watch him. But as Kipe said earlier, if you ever want to see a curveball thrown, this man can throw a lot of them. Look at the record of 3-1. He does throw a lot of curveballs, as was well documented during the postseason last year, especially against the Yankees. What, about 23 in a row?
23 in a row to finish out Game 7 of the American League Championship Series, and it worked. He got it done.
Got it done, and through all those 23, probably half for strikes, if that. But they were all strikes because the guys kept swinging at him. But that's his specialty pitch, and I'm sure we're going to show the breakdown of the pitches that he throws, and it's amazing to see the curveball as high as it is. Most guys, it's fastball. Lance McCullers Jr., a lot of curveballs.
First pitch of the ball game is a fastball outside at 94 miles an hour. Matt Joyce at 217. He's got a couple of home runs. Got 4 RBIs. Swing and a miss.
Yep, I thought it was perfect in what you said about the timing and trying to hurry a little bit if you haven't played. And since the Red Sox series, which started a week ago last night, the A's have seen a lot of left-handed pitchers, only one righty before tonight. So Matt Joyce has done just pinch hitting, which is what he did with Pittsburgh prior to joining the Athletics last year.
There's the full shift. And the Astros do a lot of that. There's the breaking ball from McCullers. It's a good one. And it disappears. 2-2 pitch. And that's a fastball that's lined to right. Josh Reddick's right there, so that's out number 1. Defensively for the Astros, it'll be Derek Fisher in left, George Springer in center, Josh Reddick in right, Bregman, Correa, Altuve, Marwin Gonzalez around the infield third and first, and McCann is again the catcher. There's the fourth-year manager, A.J. Hinch. The Astros. Oh, and that hit the umpire, and that is Tom Hallion, and he goes down immediately. Training staff hustles out there from the Astros.
Well, you could read his lips. He said, "I'm all right," which thank God he is, because the way he went down, as quickly as he went down.
It must have got him square.
Yeah.
For him to go back like that. That's a bad feeling hanging on there.
Well, let's see if we can see. Of course, he's very exposed with the.
Oh, not in the mask. Got him right in the chest.
Right to the right, below the right shoulder. Watch the right there. And, you know, you have the inside chest protector with kind of shoulder pads, like football players wear, but that still was a direct hit. Probably by the time he was hit, the ball might have been going 100 miles an hour. .96 we're told. Thank you, Delaire. Tom Hallion has that exaggerated strikeout call, and always look forward to it, but we don't look forward to seeing an umpire drill the way he was.
There's the umpiring crew: Tom Hallion, Chris Siegel, Adam Hamari, and Dan Bellino. So the count 0-1. There's a strike, and now it's 0-2, 96 miles an hour.
So, you look at that setup, the shift a little bit more to the right side. Simeon, the base hit to right field last night, but see how much look where the home plate umpire sets up. That's 100% exposed, but that's the way they do it. I mean, that's I don't know. I think if I was umpiring, I'd be behind a catcher. Just you move, I move. But they kind of stay in position and have the plate to cover. I mentioned last night that Marcus Simeon hit a ball really where the second baseman should be playing or would be playing under normal circumstances, but Altuve did move a little bit to the first base side a second.
Tapped foul. Count remains 2-2 to Marcus Simeon. Well, tonight any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. Just got a piece of that one. Big crowd tonight, still filing in. May not be a sellout, but it'll be very, very close.
I would think the fans have to be ecstatic that they can come to a game and be sitting outside, versus having the roof closed.
Jose Altuve bobblehead. That is a pretty good reason for a lot of people to be here. Correa backhands, throws. Nice play by the shortstop Carlos Correa.
I don't know if we're going to be able to see, but it looked like when he caught the ball, by the time he put it in his throwing hand, there's the bobblehead that was given away. We saw lines when we got here. A lot of disappointed people, more than likely, did not get that bobblehead as it bobbles. There were long lines outside.
Yes, there were early when we pulled in. So here's Lowry, who takes the breaking ball, catches the outside corner. Lowry at .349, 6 homers, 26 RBIs. Third best batting average in the American League. Swing. Yes.
If I wonder how seeing the ball this time of the game with the see the shadows, pitcher pitching out of the sun into the shadows, and of course they'll eventually cover the complete area, but it's got to be a little tough to see now.
And that one rolled over, but foul. Yeah, and it's those shadows generally move pretty quickly, and what you hope from an A standpoint doesn't happen is that shadows are right in between home plate and the mound, which is that's the most difficult for a hitter. But by the time the bottom of the first inning starts, that shadow will be probably near the mound, and will it affect the Astros hitters as much? But the baseball is coming from sunlight into the shadow, and that's what makes it difficult. Strike 3 called. Fastball on the inside corner. So pretty good inning for Lance McCullers. Bottom of the first coming up. Here comes Daniel Migden. their lineup: Springer, Altuve, Correa, Gurriel, Reddick, Bregman, Gonzalez, McCann, and Fisher. That's Derek Fisher.
And Daniel Mingden making the start for the Athletics, as he has always prepared to make the start. 2-2 on the season, and he finally won at the Coliseum. Pitched well last Sunday against the Red Sox. And of course, a lot of attention given to Daniel Mingden since he's a Houston native, traded to the Athletics back on July the 8th, 2016, when he started here at Houston. But his windup has changed a little bit. Not so much the double pump anymore, just kind of the slight hesitation at the top of his delivery.
But you never know, Ray. You never
That's
know
right.
when he's
No,
going
I
to go
agree.
back to the double pump. Possibly, it could be a triple pump night. You never know.
Hey, I like that.
You never know.
Never know.
I wonder if he decides.
I think he
may
should
decide
mix
when
them
he
up.
runs out there.
Yeah.
Springer loops one toward right, and Piscotty's not going to get there, and it drops just fair. Springer rounds first. He'll stop there. That ball just fair. Springer says, I'll take it. So a leadoff bloop single for George Springer. Defensively for the Athletics, Joyce in left, Canna in center, Piscotty in right. And then it's Chapman, Simeon, Lowry, and Olsen with Bruce Maxwell catching. Well, the A's trying to make it 2 in a row over the Astros. Winning the game last night, one-sided fashion, a final score of 8-1. Altuve, line drive, base hit. Joyce picks it up, gets it in quickly. Well, 3 pitches into the game. Into the bottom of the first, the Astros have 2 on and nobody out.
Well, as we have said, anytime you're facing Altuve, you give him something to hit first pitch. He's swinging. He's really swinging at pretty much anything and everything, and he loads up. You don't get over 200 hits this season, win batting championships, being patient a lot of times. And Springer got to second. Altuve with the first pitch hitting base hit to left field.
Pitchcast is brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. And here's Carlos Correa. First pitch swings 32% of the time he goes after the first pitch. First pitch to Correa, down and away. Correa at 337, 4 homers and 20 RBIs. Had the only RBI last night for the Astros, knocked in a run with a single, and he is sitting on an 11-game hitting streak. 17 hits and 39 at-bats during that stretch. That's a .436 average. Again, down and away, and now it's 2-0. Daniel Mingden, this is his hometown, Houston, Texas. Went to Texas A&M, drafted by the Astros. So that all adds up nicely for Daniel Mingden. But now he's with the Athletics, so I'm sure he has a whole host of friends and family.
Yes,
here.
he does.
Correa takes, and that one could have been a strike, but it wasn't. 3-0.
Well, that's the lower part of the strike zone. Again, we see some umpires will call it, others don't. Tom Hallion didn't. I would be careful. I would say that a lot of the Astros hitters will have green light 3-0. And especially a lot of times the pitcher will say he's going to be taken. I'll throw just a batting practice fastball, and sometimes that's extremely dangerous.
In for a strike, so now it's 3-1. On deck is Yuli Gurriel.
I get the ground ball, get the double play, get out of the inning with Gurriel coming up.
Great speed with Springer and Altuve. What's the problem with Carlos Correa?
I have no idea. We know Mingden's always ready to pitch.
Maybe that's it.
Too quick.
In the dirt, and now the bases are loaded with nobody out. For Daniel Migden, remember, he really struggled early on, but he started to settle in the last month of last season, and what he has done in his last 16 starts, much different than what he did make it his first 10. So maybe he's figuring some things out.
Well, maybe he can figure out how to minimize the damage in this half inning. 3 batters, 3 runners on base, and an aggressive Gurriel hitting.
First pitch, pop up foul. Gurriel, 239 with a homer and 5 RBIs. Remember, he opened the season on the disabled list. Had hand surgery. He also was on the restricted list where he had to serve that suspension to start the season. This one is driven left center. Canna hustling over, and Canna's got it. Springer will tag up. He'll score. Altuve will tag up, and he'll go to third. So it's a 1-0 Astros lead on Gurriel's sacrifice fly. So a very productive out. And now Reddick steps up. Reddick at 250 with 6 home runs, 15 RBIs. He was 1 for 3 last night. Correa, the runner at first, bluff going. He took about 2 or 3 steps like he was going to try to steal second base, and then he stopped.
That's how you stay out of a double play, but also Reddick does hustle down the line. He's fast, and he's not opposed to running hard, especially on a ground ball that's hit. So if the A's are going to turn 2, which they're set up right now, they'd have to turn at second base very quickly.
Well, the Astros have not been stealing a huge amount of bases so far this year. They're 10 for 14. Last year they stole 98 bases. That was 4th most. But I think it's something that they will do as the season goes on. Piscotty comes in. Altuve tags. We may have a play. Here comes Piscotty's throw. It's a good one, and it's not quite in time. You can't do much more than what Stephen Piscotty did. A perfect one-hop throw, but Altuve just too much speed.
You know, Piscotty and Josh Reddick hit the ball high, but Piscotty timed it perfectly. But you could see the takeoff from Altuve, of course, when he tagged and went to third on the fly ball by Gurriel to center field. And see, there's the old saying, you have to catch the ball in front. You cannot even attempt to block somebody off. So it has to be in advance of the runner coming down the line. Piscotty did as well as you could.
So Reddick gets his 16th RBI, 2-0 Houston. And the first pitch to Bregman is high. Bregman at 255 with a homer and 10 RBIs. He was 0 for 3 last night. Runners in scoring position this year. He's 9 for 22. In there, first strike. Well, couple of runs in, but really the good thing, only 15 pitches for Daniel Migden. Blocked nicely by Maxwell, keeping Carlos Correa at second base.
Well, a couple of good things happening. Daniel Migden kicked the ball down, but also Bruce Maxwell doing a lot of this. He's blocked a lot already in this first inning.
So 2-1. Straightaway defense for Bregman. That one is ripped toward right. Piscotty hustling back near the wall, and it's off the wall. Picked up by Canna, run scores. Bregman's got a double.
Opposite field power in the pitch. Pretty good pitch to hit. Bregman did not miss it. Hitting the ball hard to right field. Nice effort by Piscotty. Just ran out of room, and the ball was sinking, and he checked to see how close he was to the wall. Jump, just could not come up with it as he banged into the wall. Gambolino coming down from third base. I don't know what is going on. I mean, it was a mound visit, we know that, but he pointed up here indicating a mound visit. Bolino came in from third base to talk to Tom Hallion while that play was developing, or after Scott Emerson went out to talk to him. But I don't know why it was necessary for him to make the call. Tom Hallion, the home plate up, maybe it's the job now of the third base umpire to keep track of the mound visits. But I think it's pretty obvious when Emo went out.
So here's Marwin Gonzalez, who did not play last night. Tonight he is getting the start at first base. Of course, we know Gonzalez plays all over the diamond. First pitch is outside. Gonzalez at 224, a homer and 13 RBIs. Migden just trying to get this inning over with, get back in the dugout. Another block by Maxwell. So Migden a little out of sorts right now. This is the seventh man to bat here in the bottom of the first. And that's a strike down around the knees.
Evidently what Dan Molino might have been saying is that an infielder went in and was counted as a mound visit, but I don't remember when it was. You know, there are 4 left.
So they used 2.
They used 2 someplace. 1 for sure when Emo went out, but you know the touchy part is the infielder, if he goes close to the mound. A lot of times the guys would go and get rosin, but they can't do that now.
Right there, 2-2. Migden's ready. Gonzalez, one of the slowest hitters
Really?
in the batter's box. And you'll see the whole act right here. Migden, one of the fastest working pitchers. Runner goes, and that is a swing and a miss. Gonzalez is tagged, side retired, but Astros come up big in the first. They score 3 times, 3 hits, and a couple of sacrifice flies. If you're looking for Earthquake Soccer, coverage of the Earthquakes Columbus Crew match is airing right now on NBC Sports California Plus, which can be found on the channels listed here. If you can't find NBC Sports California Plus, log on to NBCSportsCalifornia.com or call your local TV provider. Second inning, the A's are trailing 3-0. Much different first innings for each of these two pitchers. McCullers had a quick 3-up, 3-down inning. So he'll be trying for a shutdown inning. Migden gave up 3 hits, a walk, a couple of sacrifice flies. Davis, Olson, and Chapman here in the second inning. It's Lance McCullers. Left field, Fisher near the wall, and he's got it in deep left center field. So that is out number 1. Here's the major league debut of Lance McCullers right here. 2015 against the Athletics. We remember that. It was a big deal. He was a big prize prospect for.
Yeah, he went from AA, AAA to the big leagues, all in a very quick amount of time. 4 2/3 innings of the game. The opposing pitcher, Drew Pomeranz. Says a lot about how far this game has gone. And Pomeranz now with the Red Sox. He's faced him last Friday.
McCullers is only 24 years old, and this is his 4th year in the big leagues. So he got here quickly.
Yeah, he and his dad both drafted by the Astros, same round, so 30 years apart.
Yeah, he was the 41st player taken in the 2012 draft from Tampa, Florida. One the count to Matt Olson. McCullers is very good. He's got to stay healthy, though. He has been on the disabled list twice in each of the last 2 years, and that has cost him quite a few starts. Big chopper. Altuve charges, flips to first. That's 2 outs. McCullers has a career record of 22-17. Here in this ballpark, he's 13-5 with a terrific ERA.
You get 3-run support in the first inning. That's going to help tremendously.
In the postseason last year, McCullers pitched in 6 games, 4 starts, and had a 2.62 ERA. He gave up 6 earned runs in 20 2/3 innings. And of course, the Game 7 against the Yankees ALCS, as we mentioned, that's the game he finished out of the bullpen, throwing 24 straight breaking balls. Some baseball people joke. They say he throws so many breaking balls, curveballs, that you think his elbow's going to explode.
Yeah.
Hasn't yet.
I remember watching that and seeing so many of the Yankees hitters swinging at pitches weren't even strikes, but they kept looking at fastball. He kept throwing a curveball.
There's the curveball. Throws it 44.3% of the time in his career, highest in the majors since he came up. Fastball there and a good one.
And Colin McHugh last night, who was now in the bullpen, he threw a lot of curveballs and struck out 3, all called 3rd strikes in the 9th inning.
Two pitch to Chapman is bounced foul. Matt Chapman is a birthday boy today. 25.
Yeah. Oh, didn't he?
He's going to need glasses soon to read the newspaper in the morning. 25 years old. What a bright future. Just got a piece of that one. Impressive home run last night. A line shot.
Now this is after the A's had fallen behind 1-0 already with Keuchel on the mound, and that quickly, that ball lifted about 112 miles per hour off his bat. So he was thinking about his birthday today, so he decided to go deep last night.
Now there's that good breaking ball by McCullers, and you see it's at 88 miles an hour, so he throws it hard. Watch this pitch, boy. That's nasty.
Well, especially where it starts and where it ends up. That's how, as a hitter, McHugh did it last night, but as a hitter, you have to be conscious of it. And if you see it breaking that much, it's going to be a sweeping breaking ball. You have to convince yourself not to swing it.
And with McCullers, his fastball is, and he throws hard. He's 94, 95. Good battle here with Chapman. This is the 9th pitch coming up. And he got it. Took a little off and gets his second strikeout. 6 up, 6 down for Lance McCullers. 3-0 Houston. The A's have won the last 6 meetings between these two teams. How about that? And they've outscored the Astros 52-18. Out-homered them 14-6. And part of that was that 4-game sweep at the Coliseum that we talked about last night, where the A's really put it to the Astros pretty good all 4 games.
Yeah, that included a doubleheader make up for Easter Sunday.
And then you add in last night's 8-1 win. And you can see where the run differential comes into play. McCann, Fisher, and Springer. Brian McCann was 0 for 4 last night. Strike, and it's 0-2.
Well, it's time for Daniel Mingden now to be the long reliever, because he's down 3-0. He just has to try to stop the Astros as much as possible, keep them from scoring again, give his club a chance. See if they can score against McCullers and or the bullpen. Not an easy task, especially here in Houston, especially where the Astros have been playing lately.
That one hit high and foul. Somebody in the upper deck missed it, and it bounced all the way down into the lower deck. So another 1-2 pitch to Brian McCann. Off speed, he reached for it, pops it up. Matt Chapman hustles into the infield grass and he makes the catch. So that's out number 1.
We talked in Oakland about Daniel Mingden and his grandfather, Mad Dog Mingden, and unfortunately he passed away last Monday. And Daniel, on the off day, spent time in Austin where his grandfather was buried, and came in last night prior to the ball game after the funeral services yesterday, visitation on Thursday. But you know, he was saying that his grandfather, as they were living in the cemetery, it was the Austin National Cemetery, which high-ranking military and/or, in this case, state senator. 2 burial plots away was Chris Kyle, his American sniper, and he was buried at the same cemetery. And Daniel said he's walking away and said, wow. And they said it was a huge cemetery plot, but his grandfather did pass away, but he got a chance to at least go to the funeral services on the off day and come back in last night.
1-1 to Derek Fisher. Numbers for Fisher. He's one of the Astros' top prospects and getting a little bit of a chance to play. This is his 23rd game that he has played in.
He's been mentioned in trade possibilities.
Yeah, his name always pops up.
Always, yeah.
Probably just needs a chance to run out there and play every day. One-two pitch is in the dirt. And Fisher has 45 at-bats. He's got 8 hits. There's not a whole lot of openings in this Astros lineup.
Probably won't be either, considering the young players they have, and if they sign them, which they already signed Altuve, and as we have mentioned in this series already, the number of players that they're going to have to sign to keep long term.
Astros payroll this year is $172 million. That is 10th in all of baseball. It went from 127 million in 2017 to 172 million this year. That's an increase of 45 million. I should throw Verlander's numbers in there. Garrett Cole as well.
That doesn't count out too either, does it? Because I think his count kicks in.
A couple years, yeah. Kicks in a couple years.
Yeah, he had a couple of team options.
Kicks in about the same time that Verlander's runs out, which teams try to do that to offset a little bit, but hard hit ball pops up. Simeon is going to hold on to it, and Fisher's aboard. We'll see what the ruling is. A very hard hit ball.
When you get the count of 3-2, it becomes a very good count for a hitter. And Marcus Simeon saying, I'm the guy you're going to throw to, but right there, as hard as it was hit, and considering he was playing up the middle with a shift.
So it is an error, 17th error for the A's on the season, second in this series. So top of the order in Springer. Let's go over this, Ray. So you talk about these guys that are closing in on making big money. George Springer will be a free agent after 2020. So they'll have him for 3 more years. Altuve's all locked up. Carlos Correa will be a free agent after 2021. So they'll have him for 4 more years, including this year. Bregman, a free agent after 2022, so they have him for 5 more years. Gurriel is signed long-term. Gurriel's a bit of an older player. Reddick is signed through 2020. But I think the main guys that you think about from a young player standpoint is Bregman, Correa, and Springer. So they're okay for a couple years yet. I mean, the arbitration number is going to go up, but as far as having to deal with those guys leaving or signing them big time due to free agency, well, they got a couple years to decide on that, but you will have to make that decision at some point. So Correa after 2021.
Problem for the Astros, if they continue to win, which they're expected to win, it just raises the ante even more to try to keep the team together.
Well, you know what, though? It's better than the alternative.
100%. And I would think they will have the resources to be able to keep whoever they want to. And when if they continue to win, which is a pretty good chance they will, then it's going to be an easy decision for them.
And I think, too, they got from what we understand, a pretty lucrative TV contract.
It kicked in, I think, last year.
And that makes a huge difference. And listen, you win the World Series, and you're going to get a big jump in attendance, and they are getting that. 3-0 pitch is a strike. Check out the attendance increase over the years for the Astros, Ray. Starting in 2013, now that was their first year in the American League. They averaged 20,000 a game. And now, this year, they're averaging 35,953. So that's an increase of 15,500 fans per game since 2013. There's part of your revenue. Simeon's throw is in time. Springer's retired. Fisher was running on the play. He gets to second base. But that's the beauty of winning and being entertaining and having a good young team like the Astros do. I mean, your attendance is going to go up, and this is a huge market. It's a top 5 market, Houston.
Well, owner chairman is Mr. Crane, and things have changed since he took over. And have you also think about both series last year against the Yankees and the Dodgers went 7 games, which means that the owners were able to take advantage of 5, 6, and 7. Because if the players only get the majority, a lot of their money, most if not all of their money in the first 4 games after the 1919 scandal, they kind of changed that.
And there's a base hit right center field by Jose Altuve. Fisher is going to round third. He will score. Altuve steaming into second base, and he's out on a very close play. So we'll see if the Astros want to take a look at it. The run does come in and score to make it 4-0.
What was the percentage of swinging the first pitch? Here's another one.
Yeah, they're going to look at it. And I think from that look, they may have a good idea.
Check to see if the front foot pops up. Nope. It was up for momentarily, but it went into the bag hard.
We'll see what happened. Altuve's got his helmet in his hand, and he's going to go stand on second base.
Well,
and the crowd goes wild as they show the replay up on the big screen.
So how many overturned 108?
Must be 109. The call was made by Adam Hamari, who's the second base umpire. They're showing it again up on the board. So it looks like it's going to be an RBI double for Altuve, and it is. So the call is overturned. So give Altuve his 12th RBI and give him his 5th double.
He's 2 for 2 swinging at the first pitch tonight. And unfortunately, the error has come back to haunt the A's in this inning, so it's an unearned run at this point. Well, should be out of the inning.
So here's Carlos Correa. Correa walked and scored in the first inning. Breaking ball in the dirt. Carlos Correa in the top 6 in the American League and runs batted in. He's got 20. Didi Gregorius, pretty good year. He's got 30. Jed Lowry 26. Mitch Haniger 26. Chris Davis at 23. That one's in for a strike.
Didi Gregorius did something last night, or something happened at Angel Stadium I never heard before or seen before. Sounded like it was Yankee Stadium, first of all. Hits a home run in the 10th inning, got a curtain call on the road from so many Yankee fans. Never seen it before. Of course, see a lot in baseball you never seen before, but that was a first. And to hear some of the crowd when things happened for the Yankees, it was unbelievable.
Yankees came back. They tied it in the 9th, won it in the 10th last night in Anaheim. Good pitch by Migden, got in on Carlos Correa. Didi Gregorius, since you're talking about him, Ray, he leads the American League in batting average, home runs, and RBI. Don't they have a name for that?
It's called a triple count for a shortstop. It's not supposed to be all offense, but he's both defense and offense.
If the season ended today, Didi Gregorius would win the Triple Crown.
That means the season would end on April the 28th.
That one tapped up the third base line. Migden throws, and they got him. Nice play by Daniel Migden. Correa thought he had a base hit. Migden bounced off the mound, and the Astros are going to take a quick glance at this one. It looked like A's got him.
Well, Matt Olson caught and came off the bat quickly, and they got him by plenty.
So another run for the Astros. This one an unearned run. They lead 4-0. Four nothing Astros lead. She's having a good time. Hope she got her Jose Altuve bobblehead. We're not real happy with Jose Altuve right now. Headed for the right field corner, and Reddick's going to run out of room. Canna's got that right field stroke going.
And you keep
That's a good thing.
You keep throwing Altuve first pitch hittable balls. He's going to swing it. Canna the opposite field and doing a very good job going to right field on a breaking ball. Joe Smith gave it up. Springer thought he had it. Glove came down. Ball in the seats.
0-1 McKenna. 1-1 McKenna. 306, 4 home runs, 11 RBIs. The manager, I've been talking about Canna's playing center field today with the media before the game. Obviously very impressed, which so are we. He's done a good job out there. He's had a couple of tough plays in the Red Sox series that he handled. That's not an easy position to play.
Well, not when you're not familiar with it. And it's kind of like the shortstop position. Correa, look at him. He's played short his whole life. Even as a young player, he's done that.
Hustling in is Fisher. Fisher got a great jump, and well, the positioning, Ray, helped the Astros there.
Yeah.
Fisher was playing in that left center spot, which we talked about last night, and
see where he's playing. He actually was more over in front of the Crawford boxes, but with 2 strikes on Canna and thinking about his opposite field, moved over more into left center, which indeed helped him on the play as he charged it.
Yeah, that's a base hit if he's playing a normal spot in left field.
The good news about that, he didn't leave his feet after he caught the ball belt high.
Thank you very much. You know, funny, last night we saw the A's beat the shift a couple times, and it hurt Dallas Keuchel, and he was upset about it, I'm sure, and obviously. But I think too, Ray, it's also human nature to, you remember when the shift hurts you.
Yeah.
You forget when the shift helps you. I mean, it's just, you know, like that right there. That's a leadoff single. But the shift got it out there for McCullers.
Well, and you have to wonder with Keuchel, how much did the shift affect him on the next pitch that he hung his slider to pin?
Yeah, I mean,
he could have been so upset that he didn't throw the really good slider. I mean, with the double play and then the positioning of the second baseman, and you know, A.J. Hinch justified it by saying, well, he pulls a lot of pitches to the left side. Well, he had 2 strikes also, and the fact that Marco was trying to hit the ball to the right side, and it worked out.
Okay, I got a question for you. Should that night's starting pitcher have a say in the shifts? Now, I know that's not going to happen.
Well, I think he should, because Keuchel's the type of pitcher, he's a ground ball pitcher. I mean,
he's got pretty good control of the strike zone.
Right, and he's usually double figures in ground ball outs, as we showed last night. Which means if you're going to be a ground ball pitcher and you try to pitch and force a guy, but plus the A's have seen Keuchel enough to know that the way he pitches. And Simeon said, 2 strikes, I'm going to go right field. He's going to pitch me away with a sinker, and I'm going to go to right field. And I guess the shift, they expected him to get out in front and roll over on that pitch and try to pull it. But Simeon is not that type of player. And I don't think a lot of guys, well, if they're smart, they're not going to try to pull a pitch that's outside.
Well, it's become I mean, it's a very interesting baseball conversation now, the shifts. And
about that 65% for McCullers, Keuchel in the 58% range. Got 3 of their 5-man rotation in the top 5 in ground ball outs. But you know what I would like to see probably more of, Keuchel, is that, you know, shift one way, but you get 2 strikes, changes everything.
Yeah, shift back.
Now see, this is a straight up defense for Bruce Maxwell.
And you look at Altuve and you say, well, why would he be playing though, you know, 10, 12, 15 feet onto the outfield grass? And I think he's looking and saying, you know what, I know Bruce Maxwell doesn't run very well, and this gives me more range.
Strong enough arm too to handle a throw, but if the guy's faster, and that's one thing Brian Moss said, that hole between first and second was taken up, and he said, I couldn't run fast enough to overcome, you know, that you start losing some speed, and you're hitting into that shift, it takes away a lot of hits. But I'd say, and the way Fisher's playing Maxwell now, and the way center fielder Springer is, they're playing him to hit the fly ball to left field, because they know he's not played that much. And the way McCullers is pitching, figure if he does hit the ball in the area, it's going to go to the opposite field.
That's a very drastic outfield shift.
Exactly.
Reddick is playing in right center.
Yeah. Trying to take up some of the gap between where Springer and Fisher are playing in the center and right and left field.
Right 3 called. So Maxwell said it's outside, but it's 9 up, 9 down for Lance McCullers. 4-0 Astros as we go to the bottom of the third.
On your back, the Harvey the Rabbit backpack makes its debut on Saturday, May the 26th against the Diamondbacks. First 15,000 fans get this awesome giveaway. It's presented by Ross Dress for Less. Plus, the 50th anniversary season-long celebration continues. The special Swing and Ace celebration, a day dedicated to honoring the special team from the 70s. Make sure you grab your tickets. A special day at athletics.com/tickets. See, Migden's too fast. He works fast. He gets the ball. He wants to go. I guess expects us to speed read.
He's a man on a mission. Gurriel, Reddick, and Bregman here in the bottom of the third. The Astros with 3 in the first, 1 in the second.
Kev, I've been thinking about what your comment about the players wearing white shoes. More and more guys are.
Oh my gosh. And Olsen just kept his foot on the back.
You see the Astros, I mean, they've got all kinds of different colors.
Well, the Astros have, and I don't know this for a fact, I have to double check, but I mean, half their guys, I think, have white shoes.
Yeah. He just, not Reddick, though.
So which at one time, I mean, it was the A's and that was it.
That was it.
But now you get a lot of the half white, half black, or whatever your team color is.
And evidently, Josh Reddick. There
look at that.
Yeah,
there's the half white, half blue, but it's a lot more white than blue.
Kev, I think when we were in Anaheim, some of the Angels were wearing a majority, it seemed like white shoe with red. And at the time said if 50% of your shoe color is your team color, you can wear anything else that you want.
Well, I'm sure there's some type of rule.
Yeah. But there's the all white shoes that the A's wear. Some with the gold strings. Manufacturer appreciates the shot of the foot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't think they need any help.
No.
That was Matt Olson's foot, and it looked like a really big foot. Like you could take that shoe and go to the lake and ski.
See, Reddick in his first at bat had a red, white, and blue flag sleeve on his right arm.
And he hooks one into right field for a hit.
And you know, he thought he'd hit the home run his first at bat. I think it was upset. And he took it off.
So Reddick, a sacrifice fly, and now a base hit.
Guys aren't superstitious, though. Similar pitch that he hit the sac fly. This one, no more of a line drive. And we know Josh Reddick loves to play the game. And second year of a 4-year contract, world champions last year.
And you know, he was great with the A's. He really was, and we liked him a lot. Played hard, good player. It's also, and the A's traded him away to the Dodgers. He's also a guy that you're happy for him that he got his contract. And I think he wanted to, if he could, if it worked out, play a little bit closer to his home in the South, which has worked out for him. Got a nice contract, and then on top of that, he's with a really good team that won the World Series. But with Josh, you're happy for him.
Absolutely.
Because he's a good guy, and he's always good with us. So you're glad that it's worked out for him.
Yeah, Bruce Maxwell, I tell you, tonight's done a good job. I got him with 7 blocks, and now the 8. And this one, though, kind of bounced out in front of the plate, maybe on the plate, try to backhand it. But tell you what, if you're digging in the dirt all night long, there are going to be times that you're going to miss it. Do you know one thing he said last year when he got his first check? No state income tax, state of Texas. Because guys looked at the check and said, "What is this?" Oh, that's right. I'm in Texas now. But you're right, good man, and happy for him to play on a team that won the World Championship. He got the game-winning hit against the Red Sox to advance to play the Yankees.
I don't know, to Bregman, who had an RBI double. Trying to get some action out in the A's bullpen. That's Coulomb.
Well, now with Booker on the disabled list, and we do not know how long that's going to be. Hopefully it's sooner than later. Went on the 10-day deal. Danny Coulomb comes back. But once again, the A's have just one lefty in the bullpen. If you have somebody up in the 3rd inning of the game, you're looking for some long relief help.
In the dirt, and now it's 3-0. On deck is Marwin Gonzalez.
And a good block by Bruce Maxwell, this time getting in front of it, and it's been a workload for him in the first 3 innings.
Pitch number 55 coming up. It's a 3-0 fastball for a strike. 5 hits for the Astros. The A's do not have a hit yet. Three singles, 2 doubles across the air by the Athletics.
Oh my.
Runner goes, and the ball's tapped foul.
Thankfully.
So Reddick had a good jump.
And, you know, Kai, to the point, he made it often, and there's a perfect example. The count was 3-1. Bregman the hitter. Even if he takes it for strike 2, he's got a runner at 3rd with 1 out. Reddick at the top of your screen, he could walk to 3rd base, and fortunately, Bregman did swing and foul it off. But there's the case where would you rather have a runner at 3rd, maybe the infield end, chance to bring him in with a sac fly or ground ball if the infield's back. Now it's 3-2. He probably won't get the same type of jump.
And the ball's tapped slowly up the 3rd base line. Chapman scoops his throw, not quite in time. Now Chapman makes that play beautifully, as good as anybody, but Bregman just runs a little bit too well, so Bregman's got a hit.
Well, Bob Melvin's going to the lefty. That's going to be a short night. But Chapman playing a little bit deep. Not much you can do. Bregman out of the box quickly. And Matt Chapman, you know, the best thing he did, and we've seen him, I think, just one time use his hand to try to barehand the ball. This time, go with it.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
So the A's go to the bullpen early tonight as Danny Coulombe comes in for Daniel Migden, who just did not have it tonight. So Coulombe will face the switch hitter Marwin Gonzalez. And Gonzalez had to go back into the dugout. And as we wait for Marwin, all the other players, the sellout crowd waiting for Marwin.
It gives us a chance to talk about Daniel Migden's short outing of 57 pitches, first and third of his runners. And probably one of the least productive outings for him as comes out in the third inning. Put the first three runners on base, first three batters on base, and they score 3 runs in the first. That's going to be a tough outing.
First pitch to Gonzalez, the switch hitter, is inside. Gonzalez struck out in the first inning. Gonzalez is a very important player for the Astros. Important, and he's a free agent. How about that? He led the Astros in RBIs last year. He hit .303 with 23 home runs and 90 RBIs to go along with 34 doubles, and he did that playing multiple positions. So you get a guy that can do that offensively, move all over the field. He's 29 years old and he's going to be a free agent. So that'll be interesting to see if the Astros pony up the cash to keep Marwin Gonzalez. He's a switch hitter. Two and 0 the count. Reddick is at third, Bregman at first. And that one is hit to left. Joyce backs up. Joyce has it. Reddick tags. Reddick hustles in. And also tagging up Bregman. He goes first to second. So another sacrifice fly. That's 3 sacrifice flies for the Astros in the first 3 innings. And it's 5-0.
And you have to be smart enough to throw the ball to second. You're not going to throw out Josh Reddick, who runs wild, ball near the warning track. And you throw to second, keep the runner out of scoring position. And unfortunately, as soon as Bregman saw the ball come towards the plate, he took off to second. And the one thing that Springer did last night, reached on a narrow fly ball to right field. He went to second.
Yeah, that's heads up base running and a little bit of a mistake by the Athletics.
Exactly.
So here's McCann. Yeah, Matt Joyce was about 2 steps in front of the warning track. So there's no way you're going to throw out a pretty fast runner in Reddick. Bregman dancing around. Hey. That's Lou Trevino starting to get loose, and don't know that this will be a real long outing for Danny Coulombe.
No, I think this inning.
This guy.
I think this inning.
But you got Fisher, who's also a left-handed hitter, waiting in the on-deck circle, but there are 2 outs. Bregman runs, throw to third is in time, and they got him. So Bregman running, trying to steal third. There were 2 outs.
Why? I mean, he tried to do it last inning, or his first inning.
So we'll see if the Astros take a look at this one. Kind of an awkward slide. He was trying very hard to avoid the tag.
Yeah, they're saying that maybe he got his right hand in, he avoided it, but
the right hand is the one that you got to watch here. I think that they probably got it, and they did. So call stays right there. Run for the Astros. We're headed to the 4th. 5-0 Houston. This season and stream the games on NBCSportsCalifornia.com and the NBC Sports app. You do not have to be sitting in front of your television. You can be anywhere. So top of the order for the A's, Matt Joyce, Marcus Semien, and Jed Lowry against Lance McCullers, who has gone 3 up, 3 down in each of the first 3 innings. He's got 3 strikeouts.
And a big lead. Happy Astro fans.
Yep. Way out in the outfield.
Is that their party deck? Must be, huh?
Could be above
With
the
torches.
center field fence.
The Astros version of the treehouse for the A's.
Nice big hop for Marwin Gonzalez.
The thing that McCullers can do with a 5-0 lead, do what he's done in the first 10 batters. That's get him out quickly. I think you get a little selfish when you get a lead. Of course, you want to win for your team, but you start putting hitters away the way he is right now. Get a little selfish, and the 5 spot makes a big difference. We saw it against the Red Sox when the A's scored 3, left 2 on base, first inning. 5 versus 3 makes a huge difference.
Yeah, once you jump over the grand slam number, it always seems like
exactly.
a really large lead.
That's a great point.
Missed outside, 2-0.
You see the shift, and of course McCullers has not given up a hit in the first 3 1/3 innings. Matter of fact, he's been perfect, and it was Marcus Semien last night who guided the ball to right field in front of Chad Pinder's 2-run home run. And the way McCullers is pitching him outside, he may try to do the same thing.
And that one runs inside. So now hitters count for Marcus at 3-1. Slider on 3-1. That's that sharp breaker by McCullers.
See, it might be pitching for a no-hitter, Craig, because I know it's early, but that pitch clearly a ball if Marcus had not swung at it. That's what happened to the Yankees last year. Aye.
And that's a jam sandwich, folks.
Wow.
Right in on Marcus Semien, and
Almost like he's trying to get out of the way of the ball, and it was a bat-seeking pitch. way inside, and wow. Well, the bat split in half.
So 2 outs for Lowry. Jeff Blum is the TV color man for the Astros. Very good guy, and he told me something today about McCullers. He said he throws all these breaking balls, right? 43%. He said he does not throw one in the bullpen before the game. I said, stop it. He said, nope. Saves them for the game.
It's pretty interesting. So he came in to face the Yankees and threw 24 consecutive.
Yeah. Felt good right out of the chute.
But you know, if you looked at the 3-1 pitch to Marcus Semien, he swung at a pitch that wasn't even close to being a strike. That guy in the middle, wiping his forehead, is the Hall of Famer Jeff Maxwell.
See, they're having way too much fun. Yeah. They're up 5-0. They're happy. We're not that happy over here.
Bagwell is doing Saturday home games. Recently inducted in the Hall of Fame. 2 of the 3 Killer Bees are in. 17 for Bagwell. The year before it was Greg Biggio.
There they are.
Yeah.
Played together for a long time.
And if you ever want to not emulate somebody's batting stance, he's the one not to do it.
Emulate the results. So 4 strikeouts for McCullers, and again 12 up, 12 down. Game 5 of this past World Series, and it was Alex Bregman who ended the game with a 10th inning walk-off single that gave the Astros, it was an unbelievable game, one of the best World Series games I've ever seen. It gave them a 3-2 series lead. Man, that was something. That was a crusher. Final score, Astros 13, Dodgers.
Wow. Did Correa hit a ball in the Crawford boxes that game too? I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Astros scored 4 in the bottom of the 7th. Another one in the 8th. Dodgers scored 3 in the 9th to tie it. Man, oh man. 7 home runs were hit in that game. That was one where whoever you were rooting for, or even if you were not rooting for anybody, you were tired after watching.
Right. And since World Series games last forever, that was a long one.
5 hours and 17 minutes, Ray Fawcett.
That's right. So that means the game started here at what, 7:20 for East Coast prime time, 8:20 after midnight.
So that sent the series back to Dodger Stadium, and the Dodgers won Game 6, 3-1. And then, of course, Game 7, Astros scored 2 in the first, 3 in the second, and won Game 7 5-1.
Probably the one thing in that series that will stand out, that if Kershaw is going to come into the game and relieve, why not start him?
Could not agree with you. Yu Darvish started and went 1 2/3 innings, gave up 5 runs, 4 earned runs. Kershaw pitched 4 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 4 strikeouts.
Yeah. That probably, and talking to some scouts, he said A.J. Hinch did a tremendous job because he kind of went away from the game plan.
McCann drives it into right center field for a hit. This is one of the big moments from that wild Game 5. Springer with a tremendous home run. And the Dodgers led 4-0 in that game. Astros tied at 4-4. Dodgers went up 7-4. Astros tied at 7-7. I mean, it was just one of those.
And was it Brandon Morrow who pitched all 7 games, tied Darrell Knowles? In '73, Darrell Knowles pitched in all 7 games, the World Series. And like what Darrell Knowles said, my ERA was 0, which it was. But it was, the part about the World Series last year, normally you play in postseason, it's pitchers' duels because you face the best pitchers. But you're looking at 13-12, that's not necessarily a pitcher's duel. It's whoever hits last.
As we talk about that World Series, Ray, we're spending a lot of time on Game 5, which, I'm sure the Dodgers can look back and say, game we should have won. But let's not forget about Game 2. Astros 7, Dodgers 6 in 11 innings. The Dodgers had a 3-1 lead after 7 innings. And the Astros scored 1 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th to tie it. Astros scored 2 in the 10th. Dodgers scored 2 in the bottom of the 10th. I mean, it was crazy. But this is the Game 2, and this is what happened in the 9th inning. The Dodgers had a 1-run lead in Game 2, and Marwin Gonzalez leading off the top of the 9th inning, a home run that tied it. You hit a home run off Kenley Jansen. You've done something.
At Dodger Stadium, I'll pull. Yeah.
Boy, so many terrific moments.
But Cap, you look back to 2013, it was Boston strong. 2017, Houston strong. I mean, unfortunate incidents that happened in both cities in those respective years, and the marathon and the flooding, just horrible here in Houston. And as the Astros said, it was for the city of Houston and winning the championship.
First one drive to right field and gone. Derek Fisher, a line drive, 2-run homer to make it 7-0 Houston.
And Danny Coulomb unfortunately brought in to face the lefties, and Gonzalez turned around about right-handed sacrifice fly. McCann a single, and now this 2-run home run for Fisher, and Bob Melvin's going to the bullpen. And it's all about the count. You get to 3-1, 3-0, then 3-1. You get a line drive, and you can see just what this young man can do and why Fisher was on the list. Every time they wanted to make a trade, they said, give us Fisher. They said no.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up and brake experts.
Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
So now it's 7-0. The Astros lead. Derek Fisher, the young outfielder, with a home run. So Lou Trevino comes in. Going to try to slow this thing down a little bit and have an easy inning. Astros have had base runners all over the place. They got 8 hits to go along with their 7 runs. Trevino appears in the game for the 4th time. He's yet to allow a run as he faces Springer. First pitch is hit very high to right field. Piscotty into the corner with just enough room, and he makes the catch. Springer hit balls out that way.
Yeah. Well, he's aggressive just like Altuve. You take a leadoff hitter with the number of leadoff home runs he has hit ever since he's moved in the spot, and he's not up there to take pitches, and neither is this hitter up the plate now, in Altuve.
Altuve singled in the first and scored. Had an RBI double in the second.
Lou Trevino has a cut fastball. How about a first pitch?
And he goes after that one and drives it toward right center. Piscotty over there. So Altuve is 2 for 3.
And Trevino's thrown 2 pitches, and I'm trying to think, was it Triggs several years ago when Jesse Hahn started the game with 2/3 of an inning? Triggs came in with just lights out.
Yep.
And his reward for doing that was sent to the AAA, and his teammates tried to convince the management not to send him out because of the job he did to save the bullpen. And Trevino probably is kind of the guy now that probably going to want some innings out of him, but he's been outstanding, and there was talk that maybe he would be going back to AAA as of maybe yesterday following the off day, but the moves were made. It was Facet and Graveman who went down. They see Wilmer Font tonight.
Yep.
Trevino has been very impressive in his short time. The game, 2 games in Oakland, the extra inning game on the Wednesday, pitched well in Texas. Game in which Trinan came out early after 1 pitch to 2.
2-0 now to Carlos Correa. Correa last year hit .315 with 24 home runs and 84 runs batted. Remember, he was hurt.
Yep.
So he only played in 109 games. So pretty good numbers for missing over 50 games. Two-one pitch, fouled straight back. In 2016, 20 and 96. 2050. That's when he was called up. He played in 99 games.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive for a shortstop that you do not expect. I mean, you're looking at defense, but change game where you're looking for offense, all positions. But for him to do what he has done offensively is pretty special. And Altuve at second, great double play combination. Bregman, excellent hitter at third. Gurriel at first.
I don't think anybody would be surprised if Carlos Correa won an MVP at some point in his career.
Yeah.
First overall draft pick in 2012. Drives this one foul.
So he wears number 1. He was the first overall. Bregman was number 2. He's wearing number 2.
Sure.
So I guess you just take the number where you're drafted.
You were 7, so you should be wearing 7.
I wore 8. 8-10.
Take the 8-10.
I basically wore what they gave me. Wasn't particular.
99 miles an hour. Yeah, pitch got him swinging. So Lou Trevino comes in, calms things down a little bit, but 2 more runs for the Astros. They lead 7-0.
For dealers, Lance McCullers Jr. He has been outstanding. He is perfect through the first 4 innings. 3 strikeouts, 4 ground ball outs, and a Tom Hallion strike 3 call. There's a Jet Lowry of the breaking ball, and so the curveball or its breaking ball that he's throwing is working very well. And I would say that considering the lead he's got one thing on his mind. He's not giving up a hit. A's are looking for the first.
Davis, Olson, and Chapman here in the 5th. 62 pitches for McCullers through 4. 2-0 the count.
Astros, look at my shoe.
So there's a great look.
Wow.
High above Bobby Dynamite. Driven to center. Springer back. Spinning around near the wall, and he's got it. So that is out number 1.
Well, he almost did what he did last year, but this one just did not carry enough. Springer, who's a tremendous athlete, turned it around a couple of times, but ended up making the play.
One away for Matt Olson. And those folks you saw were actually on the rooftop of a building across the street from Minute Maid Park. This ballpark was built right on top of the old Union Station Railway, and there's the left field wall, and then the street, and then those folks high above it.
And they're happy when the roof is open.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Wrigley Field. Rooftops, what, right field?
Yeah, probably not a great view from up there when the roof is closed.
Because it's probably hotter than heck, you know.
But it's a nice night, boy. They are having a good time. Nice ballpark, opened in 2000, so this is the 19th year for the Astros at Minute Maid Park.
Well, it is nice with the roof open. Get the real air and feeling good, and it's a good time of the year.
And if you've never been here, and you say, well, what the heck? I mean, why not leave it open? Listen, the humidity is brutal down here.
Yeah.
I mean, Houston is quite a way south in the great state of Texas, and the humidity is. You would not want to sit at a game here during the day.
No,
if the roof was open in June, July, August.
You know, even nighttime, it is so hot.
Yep. 2-2 to Olson. Just missed inside. Very close pitch.
Here comes a breaking ball. That's a fastball. Actually, kind of a cut fastball that just missed. Slider.
And that one is drilled but foul. Broken bat. So Olson will chalk it up. Olson grounded out to Altuve in the second inning.
Started 0-2, now 3-2 with a couple of foul balls. Pitch number 8 coming for Matt Olson, and 71 pitches for McCullers. Like Sean Manaea threw 108 in his no-hitter a week ago tonight.
Got him. Hard slider down and in. And that is strikeout number 5. Well, it's the 12th season of the NBC Sports California All-Star Teacher Program, recognizing teachers that make a difference. Visit NBCSportsCalifornia.com and vote. The winner receives $20,000 for his or her school. So 2 away here in the top of the 5th, and Chapman will step up.
Gavin's got it funny. We have a great view from here. And just watching, as you were doing, talking about the teachers, to watch the infield shift to the left and the outfield shift to the right. I mean, it was kind of funny to watch because they kept moving to the left and exactly right there.
Correa, nice backhanded play, fires across and got him. So 3 up for down again for the A's, bottom of the 5th coming up.
It's brought to you by Cresco, your '1 choice for tool and equipment rental with 19 stores to serve you in Northern California.
Seven 0 Astros lead. A beautiful look at downtown Houston. And the new second baseman is Chad Pinder. So Jed Lowry's going to get the rest of the evening off. And there is also a new pitcher. It's Chris Hatcher. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. Gurriel swings at the first pitch and fouls it back.
Well, the 2-0 record for Chris Hatcher, as we have detailed many times, the first 2 wins for the A's this year came as a result of Hatcher pitching in relief, picking up the wins. Try to get on track.
Foul ball. The bat bounces off the screen behind home plate.
Some white shoes, Cat.
Yeah, does he have the proper amount of non-white in his shoe? I don't know.
Yeah, he's got 50% of the team colors, I guess.
Another pop-up foul. Gurriel's going to chalk up a little bit. Little pine tar stick. Gurriel has a sacrifice fly and he has grounded out. So Ray, looking through the minor league statistics, which we get the minor league pack every day, so it's kind of fun to check on who's doing what. Names that our fans recognize.
How's
like
Dustin Fowler doing?
Dustin Fowler's doing good. He's hitting .280 with a homer and 9 RBI. That one is drilled left center field. Canna on the move. Mark Canna, nice running catch. He got a good jump. And he had a beat on it the whole way.
Well, speaking of center fielders, that's Mark Cannon center now. Dustin Fowler, a center fielder acquired by the A's from the Yankees. That ball looked like it was going to the gap, but nice jump. Great angle taken by Mark Canna to left center and took extra bases away from Gurriel. Played him perfectly. That's, the first steps are good. Good for Mark Canna to be able to get that kind of a jump.
Well, here's Reddick. And Fowler has 5 steals. He's 5 for 5. On base percentage of .310. Healthy, playing every day. That's maybe the most important thing. Franklin Barretto's hitting .286. Got a couple of home runs. B.J. Boyd, who's a outfielder from the Bay Area, having a good year. He's hitting .317. He leads Nashville with 12 RBI.
He's pitching well. Okay, you've got the numbers there because the A's are probably going to be looking for a starter next Saturday, a week from today.
Brett Anderson has made 4 starts. His ERA's under 2. We talked about him last night.
He could be. I know his name has been mentioned as a possibility. Daniel Gossett, maybe.
Toward left, Joyce is there. You know who's pitching well?
Who's that?
Bobby Wall.
Oh yeah, got healthy.
Yeah, Bobby Wall. 7 games, 1.86 ERA. He's got 15 strikeouts and 1 walk in 9 2/3 innings. Hard throw. A couple guys who are struggling. Jorge Mateo, one of the young players the A's got from the Yankees, and the A's have very, very high hopes for him. He's hitting just .173. And Sheldon Noisy, who had a terrific spring training. And I mean terrific. He's hitting .143.
It's hard to believe.
That is hard to believe. He was like a hitting machine in spring training.
Right.
So hopefully those 2 guys turn things around a little bit. It is very early. These numbers are through 21 games at AAA.
Well, the names and numbers you're throwing out, AAA, those are usually the players who might advance during the season. Rarely that a AA player would come to the big leagues.
Yeah, just kind of some of the names our fans recognize. (2-0) the count to Bregman. Takes a strike, so 2-1. Bregman a single, a double, an RBI. Lays off 94 miles an hour from Hatcher. The 3-1 pitch is inside, so it's a walk to Alex Bregman. He's have yet to retire him.
And they retired him trying to steal a third inning, which is a little surprising. A couple of times trying to steal tonight.
So Gonzalez hits for the 3rd time. He's got a strikeout and a sacrifice fly. Said Gonzalez is going to be a free agent. The Angels free agents are Charlie Morton, Tony Sipp, Marwin Gonzalez, Dallas Keuchel, and Evan Gattis. So there's some significant names on there.
Well, the one that's probably going to make out well if he continues, that's Charlie Morton. It's the way he pitched last year. And he was kind of just a last-minute signee a couple of years, and it's been outstanding. Postseason last year, in the rotation this year, the very low ERA.
Astros have a club option on Brian McCann, so they'll have to decide on him as well.
If you think 2 of the 3 catchers are free agents, and McCann and Gattis, that leaves Max Stassi, who's doing a good job.
That's Charlie Morton. These will not see him. See Garrett Cole tomorrow. They're doing the wave here at Minute Maid Park. Inside, and now it's 3-1.
Well, this is one thing you don't like to see, and that's for a pitcher to get 2 quick outs. Line drive and a fly ball, and then a walk, and now 3-1. The infielders and outfielders appreciate 3 outs, 3 up and 3 down. And that's why Sean Manaea's been so successful in his 6 starts, because he's getting the ball, he's pitching to contact, and getting great results.
So there's the back-to-back 2-out walks.
And you think 9 innings last Saturday, 7 innings last night, 16 innings. He's not yet taken off Jonathan Lucroy. He did not.
Why would you?
That's right. He's not turned his head sideways once in the last 16 innings. And Jonathan Lucroy, who prepares as well as anybody you'd ever see as a catcher, and Sean Manaea are working extremely well together. Unearned run last night, so basically 16 innings. He's yet to give up a run, an earned run, that is. That's why his ERA is so low. He's won 4 games.
Sean Manaea will pitch in Seattle.
I was talking to Andrew Triggs, who gets the start in the first game Tuesday. And when he pitched up in Seattle the last time, which was just a couple of weeks ago, he and Jeremy Dowder went out and threw. And he said he's going to do it again Monday.
Right. He has an off day there.
Have an off day. And he said if I can't get to the park, I think the Mariners are probably off because they're playing in Cleveland, probably traveling and off as well. So Andrew Triggs will get Phil Pohl. And he and Jeremy, the 2 bullpen catchers, alternate. And they'll go find a place to play catch. So that and Triggs said, I got to do it. I have to do it. And Kendall Graveman talked about it in spring training. And Sonny Gray used to do it. It's just that feeling of putting a ball in your hand the day before you pitch, just to kind of feel good. You were a pitcher. You probably did that.
No, I was not.
Well, you were a good pitcher. Did you throw the
wiffle ball pitcher?
Huh?
Wiffle ball pitcher. I had good stuff. Wiffle ball. Missed again. Now 2-1. Hatcher lost the strike zone after retiring Gurriel and Reddick. So he'll go for a little walk.
Well, you want to throw a strike, but now you're concerned about throwing a pitch that can be driven. And McCann has proven that he could drive the ball. Someplace John Smoltz is cheering for McCann, who we saw make his debut at Atlanta, with Smoltz pitching to him.
In the dirt, and now it's 3-1. That's Fisher. He's got a home run in this game. McCann singled and scored in the fourth. Three-one delivery, and he walked it. So Hatcher has walked the bases loaded. Scott Emerson's going to trot out. It'll be Derek Fisher who steps up. This is what he did in the fourth, a line shot.
That was against Danny Kulo, the lefty on lefty. And the real issue here, and Scott Emerson talking to Hatcher. Chris Hatcher is going to probably try to throw a strike. It's just whether Fisher's going to ambush him or not in the first pitch. That's the dilemma when you walk three batters after getting 2 outs. And now the bullpen.
You know, it's amazing, Ray, that the Astros traded for Verlander in August, traded for Cole in, I believe, December,
Right.
and they didn't give up this guy for either of them, Derek
that?
Fisher.
Yeah.
First pitch is low. 1-0. Strike zone's moving right now on
Yes, it is.
Chris Hatcher. Fisher stands quite a ways off the plate. And Hatcher gets the call there on the outside corner. 1-1 count. Your runners, Bregman, Gonzalez, and McCann. In for a strike, 95 miles an hour. And Hatcher trying to get out of his own jam.
Well, big time. So the high heater up and in good location. I think those fans enjoyed the pace of the game last night better than tonight a little bit.
And we're going to have a meeting
This
at the
is
mound.
Ford. Well, the last time I remember this happening was in Seattle. The next pitch was a 3-run home run. Mitch Hanigan.
It's the newest day, Wilmer Font. We will see Wilmer Font at some point in this game.
At least by next inning, if not this inning.
So 2-2 the count.
Yeah, the discussion was about that pitch, and I think it was a splitter. And so that would be 4 mound visits by the A's tonight.
4 and counting, right?
4 and counting.
You only get 6. Did you know that?
Yeah, but you can't buy a cup of coffee with your leftovers.
You cannot take them home. So another long look in. Hatcher still doesn't have a sign. Two pitch, strike 3 called, a fastball right there, and Fisher took it. So Hatcher gets out of it. Astros leave him loaded.
A's Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
So the Astros lead 7-0, top of the 6th inning. Look at that. That is beautiful. Beautiful night. Nice and cool now. Comfortable. Little breeze outside.
Put down a glass of wine to take a photo.
Speaking of a breeze, 15 up, 15 down for McCullers as he faces Cannon. The first pitch grabs the inside corner for a strike. Keep an eye on the pitch count. 75 now for McCullers, so probably a little higher than AJ Hinch would like. He's got 5 strikeouts. And there's a base hit. So the A's get their first hit, cancel the press conference. But a nice performance so far by Lance McCullers.
Well, the typical Mark Canha hit back up the middle. You know, maybe Chris Hatcher intentionally walked 3 guys the last inning so he could tire out McCullers. As this pitch, a little bit away, and Mark Canha able to take it right back up the middle. And good job of hitting by a center fielder. Cancel the press conference.
You taught me that one.
The great Hawk. His final season broadcasting. Hawk Harrelson.
There's a strike to Piscotty, who hit a fly ball to right field in the 3rd.
Well, you know who really feels a lot better now? AJ Hinch. Brent Strong.
Yeah, that's
because
tough
now,
drill for
you know, they can think about win, and A's can think about a come from behind victory.
You know what? A pitcher with a no-hitter given later in a high pitch count. It's a absolutely lose-lose situation for the manager. And you really got to hold true to what you believe if you're the manager.
Right.
I mean, but that will not be the case tonight.
You know what Sean and I did, and what Dallas Braden did in the perfect game, and that's why those are special. If you think about being able to get a no-hitter, there's a breaking ball out ball.
And Lance McCullers, with hands on hips, looks into the dugout. So Piscotty says, thank you for the open right side of the infield. I'll just roll one into right field.
I think it'd be very hard for a pitcher to show any displeasure in the way the defensive lineman is set up. There's your breaking ball, and You know.
He just did. And think about it. Why else would McCann go out there to talk to him? And he did. He used a mound visit after that.
That's right.
That's right. It'd be great if just be like, nope, just move the infielders. We're not going to shift on this one. Altuve has it. Correa to first, and that's another play. So Maxwell goes after the first pitch and hits into the 4-6-3 double play.
Watch this throw from Correa. And he's got a strong arm. Here's the play he made last inning on Chapman's ball in the hole. Strong throw. And he's a complete package, and I would say 5 years after he retires and goes to the Hall of Fame, he's going to be an Astro, because I don't think the Astros are going to ever let him leave.
That's the guy you probably need to pay.
Build around him. Exactly. That kind of production offensively, defensively up the middle.
Here's Joyce. He's trying to get on the board. So what do you think Gaylord Perry would say about the shift?
Partner?
If he was on the mound.
Partner? Gaylord actually would turn around and move guys.
He would put on his own shift. Right?
Yeah, he'd say, back over there, let's go. You know, the old saying is, and still a strong believer, that if you shift, you have to have a pitcher that can pitch into the shift. And you have to assume the hitter's going to hit into the shift. And what Simeon did last night, what Piscotty just did tonight in this inning, that's not what you expect.
Fisher waits. He's got it. Side retired. So the A's get a couple of hits. Cannot get anybody home. Bottom of the sixth coming up.
About the first inning, the A's trying to make it 2 in a row against the Astros, but Gurriel, a fly ball. This is a bases loaded. Mark Canha with a nice catch, but right back at it was Josh Reddick. He would have a sac fly. And then Alex Bregman with a double off the right field wall. Nice effort by Stephen Piscotty, could not pick it up, and all of a sudden, first inning, 3-0 Astros leading over your Athletics. And the A's did pick up the first base runner, first hit of the game, top half of the inning. And bottom half the sixth inning, and a new pitcher for the A's. We've seen him before.
Wilmer Font, different uniform. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. So here is Wilmer Font making his Oakland A's debut. Saw him with the Dodgers just a couple weeks ago. Acquired from LA on the 25th of April. Pitched in 6 games for the Dodgers. So He'll face Springer, Altuve, and Correa here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 7-0 Houston. Wilmer Font does have some experience as a starting pitcher. So this could be a multiple inning appearance by Wilmer Font. Springer stands pretty close to the plate, almost asking you to do that. Try to come inside.
Springer not one of the players wearing the extension over their face. Stand close to the plate and you get hit, you better start wearing it.
And that one is belted to left. Gone in a hurry. So Springer with his 5th home run, and that one got out quickly.
Well, that's a breaking ball that we have seen a lot of the Astros throw the A's hitters, but they didn't hang in the middle of the plate like this one. And that was a swung on, gone off the back wall, hit straight down.
So 2nd home run of the night for the Astros. A couple of doubles and a couple of home runs tonight. Last night they only had 5 hits and all were singles.
Well, the Astros on Wednesday avoided a sweep by the Angels as Tripiano figured out how to throw a strike, and it was Bregman with a 3-run double after he walked 2 and hit a batter. As A.J. Hinch said, it's very difficult to sweep the Houston Astros. Something that's said now, but probably much easier a few years ago when they were not the Astros as they are now, the champions. But if this game stays the same, it will be tomorrow the series finale. The A's will try to win the series, which they did against the Rangers.
3-1 now to Altuve. Here's StatCast on the Springer home run.
I bet the exit velocity and the time it took to get out of here, 104, 407 feet, 23-degree angle. Swung on, gone. That's what a hanging breaking ball does.
And that one is skied to left, and that's going to leave the yard.
Hits tonight. First time tonight that he's not swung at the first pitch, and why not? 92 inside corner. And when Font pitched for the Dodgers against the Athletics, it was Chapman hitting a home run, and Jared Lowry, an 11-pitch at bat, hit a home run. So the A's actually have seen 4, 2 that they hit against him, and 2 that he's given up as a member of them. So
now here's Carlos Correa.
He's picked up his first home run with his homestand earlier, didn't he? Gone a while, got the silent treatment.
So a single, double, and a homer for Altuve tonight. And for Wilmer Font, the home run thing is not good. He's pitched 10 1/3 innings this year. He has allowed 7 home runs. 7. And that one bends Correa back out of the way. So nobody in the building will be too thrilled with that.
Well, they wanted up and in. It was, I mean, they wanted it up, but it ended up being up and in.
Fourth most in the majors among all pitchers.
Question is, how many innings have those other pitchers pitched?
Probably more than 10.
You'd think so. I mean, you'd think there would be more of the starting type.
2-2 pitch toward Piscotti and right. So that's the first down.
Well, fastball inside to Altuve in the 3-1 that Font gave up his home runs back to back, and the StatCast shows it at a 43-degree angle. That's pretty good height. Came straightened out, 359 feet away.
Here's Gurriel. A little bit high with that first pitch. Mariners won big today in Cleveland. They beat the Indians 12-4. Mike Leake got the win. Leake trying to get on track. Mariners hit 4 home runs. It's a good night for Bobby Dynamite.
Not afraid of heights, is he?
I don't think you would be good up there, Ray. I don't know that I'd be very good.
He's the star of the show.
Two and one to Gurriel. Right off the end of the bat. Gets the count to 2-2. Ryan Healy hit his first home run for the Mariners today. Seager hit a couple. Yonder Alonso hit another home run for the Indians. He's got 8. So the Mariners are 15 and 11. So they're right there.
Just looking at Kendall Graveman's numbers. Of course, a lot of home runs last start that he made in Arlington. And he went 6 innings, did not give up a home run, yet in the previous 5 starts he'd given up 7. 3 in the opener. So maybe that's one of the guys that's on the list.
Gurriel waves at a pitch in the dirt, and that's out number 2 here in the 6th.
Fans, good opportunity to check out the newly renovated 24-person suite, the all-inclusive high-end food and drink. You get plus parking. You can take the field for the pregame, watch batting practice. That's always a fun time. How about a scoreboard message and 24 hats for your group? Visit athletics.com for more information. That's a good deal. 24-person suite. Get a chance to visit, watch some baseball, eat well, take the field.
24 people, preferably friends.
You don't want to bring enemies.
I think I could get to 14.
You could have thousands.
14.
Thousands of your best friends would be there.
Nice looking suites here at Minute Maid.
See, that's the thing about it. You can stand, you can walk around, you can sit like those young fans are, or have some beverages, watch some baseball, and say, I'm big because I'm in a suite.
It's a good way to watch
That's
a game.
right. It's perfect. Nothing better than a suite. You stand around and visit with your favorite friends, all 14 of them.
Max. And that's if they're all available. Reddick pokes it foul into the upper deck.
Now, after you made that statement, I want tomorrow for you to come here and you tell us how many people sent you a text message or called you and said, hey, what about me?
I'm your friend.
Yeah, and you're going to have thousands.
Right.
Your phone's going to blow up, man.
All right. I'll let you know tomorrow morning. It'll be like the be like the free game that the A's had. It'd be an overflow. I hope there's not an overflow.
And you'll find friends you never thought you had before, right?
1-2 to Reddick. Reddick's 1 for 2. He's got a sacrifice fly, a single, and a run score. Wilmer Font is the 5th pitcher in the game. Migden went just 2 1/3. There's Orbit, the mascot for the Astros. Orbit. Not like sitting behind a mascot.
I wonder if I don't know if he rakes his hair or he uses a. I don't know what he would use. It does look like carpet.
I'm going to say 80% of the people in that section are saying Orbit. Take a hike.
Get lost.
You're in the way. I can't see. Not counting kids. Another foul ball by Reddick. Headed for the upper deck.
Especially Orbit pulled out the water gun and started unloading on people.
He's getting somebody now.
Well, you'd like to as a visitor. Take the crowd out of the game. Crowd got in the game standing in line for the Altuve bobblehead.
Yeah, that's right.
And it continued the first inning when they scored 3.
And they're hanging around.
Nice going, Orby. Make a lot of friends. What is that stuff?
And Reddick won around. Maxwell will fire to first side, retired. Back-to-back home runs by Springer and Altuve, and that's what's happened in the bottom of the 6th. 9-0 Astros.
Is presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
All Astros so far, they lead it 9-0. Top of the 7th inning. McCullers back out there. Jake Marisnick has taken over in center field, so George Springer will take the rest of the evening off. So he made a couple of ground outs in this game, one to the shortstop and one right back to the pitcher.
That was a curveball, believe it or not, one that just didn't break.
Pinder to follow, and then Chris Davis in the 7th. There's Jake Marisnick in the center. Rangers beat the Blue Jays 7-4 in Toronto today. Profar a home run. Robinson Chirinos a couple of home runs. And the winning pitcher for the Texas Rangers today, Bartolo Colon. 7 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs. His first win of the year. His ERA is 2.87.
Bartolo continues to deal, and I'll tell you, the 6-man rotation of the Rangers, it's pretty amazing how many innings those guys are going to pitch. Did you say Hamels is going to stay in a regular term? So
that's what I mean. That's what it sounded like. That's what the paper said. They were going to kind of work around that.
It's a patented breaking ball, the curve ball that McCullers likes to throw.
So here is Chad Pinder for the first time. He took over for Lowry in the 5th, giving Lowry the rest of the night off. Inside with a fastball. Yankees and the Angels are underway. Here's the breakdown for Pinder. Good against lefties, which is probably exactly what the A's want. That right over the head. Pinder going to duck down, and the ball did not hit him. Went right to the backstop.
Well, McCann outside this pitch, dangerously close up and in. Swing hard. Right now, 3-0. Let it go.
That's a strike.
Well, last night it was a big one following the base hit by Marcus Semien to right field. A hanging breaking ball, hanging slider. And a great point to him after the game about his first hit against Keuchel. As he said, the first pitch he's seen above the belt against Keuchel. He's a talented young man, and Keuchel gave up 3 last night. That's unheard of for him.
It's the most runs he has allowed in a game since September of 2015. And Pinder strikes out. 7 strikeouts from McCullers.
The breaking ball. That's about Chad Pinder. See the helmet? It's not the one with the protective flap. He was wearing that, and now he's back to the normal, just regular flap. Because he said he liked to wear it, and after that ball went at his head, he may go back to it. Because he said he was wearing it because he does stand close to the plate and gets pitched inside a lot.
2 outs for Chris Davis, who has hit a couple of fly balls, one to left and one to center. McCullers now on the season has 44 strikeouts in 33 2/3 innings. And that one bounced foul back behind home plate. So he jumps ahead 1-2 in the count, sitting on 97 pitches. He is averaging 12.3 strikeouts per 9 innings. Part of the terrific starting rotation for these Astros. Missed outside. The most pitches that McCullers has thrown this year in a game is 102.
This probably will be his last inning.
Chris Davis fouls it again at the plate. So pitch number 100 coming up. The A's have just 2 hits, and they were back-to-back. Canna and Piscotty in the 6th. Marisnik shaded a little bit toward right center, makes the play. 3 up, 3 down inning for Lance McCullough. 7th inning stretch time coming up from Houston.
California is brought to you by Toyota. Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV.
So bottom of the 7th from Minute Maid Park. We have a festive crowd tonight. Why not? Their team is leading 9-0. So Wilmer Font goes back out there. He'll face Bregman, Gonzalez, and McCann. Big night for Alex Bregman. He doubled in a run in the 2nd. Had a base hit in the 3rd, or doubled in a run in the 1st. Base hit in the 3rd. He walked in the 5th.
You know, one of the problems that you have when a team has as many as 13 pitchers on a staff is Jake Smolinski goes into the game. Mark Canha moves over. Center field, and then Piscotty out. But if you have so few bench players in a game like this, where you'd like to give somebody a half, game off at the age of allow, you can't do it. You got to pick at who you want to try to give rest to.
And that's all Bob Melvin can do, because the only other guy he's got now is Luke Roy.
Exactly. So guys are here going to stay, playing in the game. Try to get the run differential down.
Three-one pitch toward left field. Joyce will have room.
Fans, MLB at Bat is your #1 Oakland Athletics app. You can customize your experience. Catch every moment this season. Get A's home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today.
Some good A's fans. Big swing by Nolan Gonzalez.
But those fans come and say, man, I've never seen that before. I come to a lot of games and see something new every game. A's fans not too happy tonight.
Nope. Attendance tonight, 41,493. That is the 5th sellout of the year for the Astros. So excellent crowd tonight. What did you have last night, Ray, for the crowd?
32, 636. That's what you said.
That's what I said.
I just listened to you.
Yeah, it wasn't in the box score. Very high to right. And that's another home run for the Astros.
Well, he hit it. He knew it was gone. And you hit him that far and that high, you definitely know it's gone. Second deck right above the Nike swoosh.
So second home run of the year for Gonzalez, and now Evan Gaddis is going to hit. Gaddis is hitting from a can. Gaddis played last night. He was 1 for 3. Middle of the diamond. And it's going to be Matt Olson who calls off Matt Chapman.
Well, after the near collision not too long ago, you could hear somebody yelling very loudly, and probably was Olson, who said, I got it, I got it. And he got it.
Yeah, what do you do when there's more than one guy yelling, I got it?
The loudest and the tallest. And evidently, Olson has the louder voice. He definitely is the tallest of the two.
Here's Fisher. He has one of the 4 home runs by the Astros tonight. All those 4 home runs coming in the last 4 innings. Drops in there, first strike. Migden went 2 1/3. Coulomb 2/3 of an inning. Trevino an inning. Hatcher an inning. An inning and 2/3 so far from Wilmer Font. Swing and a miss. He struck him out 96 miles an hour. So another home run for the Astros. This one by Marwin Gonzalez. It's 10-0.
And one of the most successful movies in cinematic history. It's called Black Panther. Oakland A's and Marvel are proud to release a glow-in-the-dark Black Panther bobblehead in honor of Oakland and hometown director Ryan Coogler. Fans can snag this one-of-a-kind bobblehead on Saturday, May the 5th. It's against the Orioles, and it's brought to you by Comerica Bank. Be one of 15,000 fans to get yours upon entering the ballpark. Visit athletics.com/promotions to grab your piece of Oakland history. We'll be there. So will they, probably. I hope.
So the new pitcher for the Astros is Hector Rondon. Off to a good start, 1.93 ERA. Very hard thrower. Rondon, 30 years old, from Venezuela. And you see Evan Gattis, after pinch hitting, stays in to do the catching. Rondon had some decent seasons with the Cubs.
Yes, he did.
What was a free agent? He signed a 2-year, $8.5 million contract with the Astros. So the Astros made 3 significant acquisitions in the offseason. Rondon and Jones Smith for their bullpen, and of course Garrett Cole for their starting rotation. So they kind of added Smith and Rondon to an already pretty good bullpen. Of course, they lost Gregerson.
Yeah, that's the only one, and he really had lost his closer role, more of a setup with Giles. So his contract, with I think 3 years at 18, was finishing up anyway.
They traded away a couple of their younger guys, Joe Musgrove and Michael Feliz.
Several of the pitchers who pitched for the Astros last year in the minor leagues, so still in the system, but they did add, as you mentioned.
3-2 pitch is low, so leadoff walk. Pretty good line, folks. Right at 100 pitches. Just 2 hits and 7 strikeouts. He allowed 2 hits. Those were the only 2 base runners, and one of them got wiped out on a double play. Here's Chapman, and he takes a mighty swing and fouls it straight back.
I think we just saw the first walk in this series for the A's. Not get a
good
base
call
on balls last night, and so 16 innings without a walk before the leadoff batter in this inning. Which the Astros are usually pretty good in the pitching staff about throwing strikes.
And the Astros come in with a team ERA of 2.63. That is the best in the American League.
Brent Strom takes all the credit. Should. He's done a good job with it, considering he went through the period of time when they were horrible.
Opponent's batting average 205. That may actually go down tonight unless the A's string some hits together. Well, it's not a great scoreboard here for the A's, but we could be the Angels. Top of the second inning at the Big A, the Yankees 9 and the Angels nothing.
Oh no! Wow. Oh, that place is really going crazy tonight with all the Yankee fans.
Chapman lines one for the corner, foul. Yeah, the Yankees with 5 in the first, 4 in the second. They're still batting. Richards gone.
Wow. Well, Matt Chapman trying to hit one down in the corner that's unoccupied because they're playing well off the line. And that advertisement down in the corner, just in case we show the ball down in the corner, and we just did. That's a strange place for an advertisement, but I guess you did get some coverage.
And that's a base hit to left field. Fisher hustles over, he backhands it. Olsen will go to second and stay there. So Matt Chapman with his first hit.
Well, he just pulled one foul, comes right back with another one. The breaking ball stayed on it. Brent Strom going out to talk to Rondon, maybe saying, why would you throw a 3-2 breaking ball to the leadoff hitter and walked Matt Olson when you have a 9-0 lead?
So Tony Sipp gets up, starts to throw. So the meeting at the mound comes to an end. Gaddis heads back behind home plate. And Mark Canha steps up, a hot hitter. Canha got the first hit of the game for the A's, leading off the 6th inning. Canha now 2 for 6 in the series. Missed again. 2-0. On deck is Jake Smolinski. That is Piscotty's spot. It's now 10-0 Ray. Second inning.
It's a long
Still
night.
at it.
Long night for Victor and Gooby.
Hang in there, Victor and Gooby. Bregman's got it. Fires to second, and that's a tailor-made double play. It was hit hard. Bregman made a nice throw to Altuve, who was waiting at the bag, and they got Canha by plenty.
Well, a good throw by Bregman to Altuve, setting himself up, and there's your throw to second, coming across and making a very strong throw. And there's that play at second base. Watch Altuve kind of stay on the bag, really didn't come across. Jumped out of the way as the slide was coming in by Chapman, but bottom line, you don't have to really do much, and if a guy stays on the bag, should.
So here's Smolinski, first at bat. Swing and a miss. Smolinski 3 for 24 on the season. Rondon's getting his work in, but a little all over the place. Pagan heating up. Sipp still throwing out in the Astros bullpen in deep right center field. It's funny, these games are probably not that easy to pitch in, even though you think they would be. Rondon is a late inning guy.
Yeah, that's a good point, because you know, as a relief pitcher, you don't want your ERA to inflate, so you want to try to minimize, but you also want to throw strikes, but not to the point that you're giving up a lot of hits. With 2 runners on base, gets a big double play ground ball, now a strike away from getting out of the inning.
So Smolinski waits. The 2-2 pitch is driven toward right center. Marisnik backs up, and he's got it. So the A's get a couple of base runners, but the double play hurts, and they do not score. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Game summary tonight brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. All Astros tonight, folks. 0-3-1 for the A's, 10-11-0 for the Astros as we head for the bottom of the 8th inning. Daniel Migden, 4 earned runs in 2 1/3. And the 3 hits, 3 singles. That's it. A's have been rolling along offensively, but not tonight. The Astros, on the other hand, 4 home runs hit. Altuve, Fisher, Springer, and Gonzalez. So that's your game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. So here's Emilio Pagan, the new pitcher. And he is pitcher number 6 for the Athletics. He'll face Marisnik. Marisnik's first at bat. He's in the game for Springer. First pitch is inside. Garrett Cole and Trevor Cahill tomorrow. Series finale, and then we will head out of town. And you hope it's with the series win.
It would be nice to head to Seattle. These guys are playing 3 days and need another day off.
There's the matchup. Cole off to a terrific start, 2-1, 1.29 ERA. And Trevor Cahill has pitched well in his 2 starts for the Athletics.
Did you notice the strikeout to walk ratio really for both pitchers? Garrett Cole with a few more starts. As Maxwell just got nailed, which would not be a game unless Bruce got something. Foul ball off the body. Marisnik and the foul ball and the right knee. And folks, shin guards are good, but not to take a shot like that.
So it looks like Bruce is okay. One and 2 to Marisnik. The A's will be back here in Houston July 9, 10, 11, and 12. So a big 4-game series. And then again at the end of August. So we will see the roof closed when we come back here again.
I think you can book it.
Yeah, book it. Book it now.
I'd say there's a very good chance. If the skipper will be standing in the dugout with the roof closed.
And now 3 and 2. Astros will host the Yankees when the A's leave town. So that should be a good series. And it'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, a 4-gamer.
It's the rematch of the League Championship Series last year. And McCullers will be pitching next Thursday, and they'll get to see all those curveballs again like they did last year in October.
And there's a walk. So walk number 5 issued by the A's. And here's Altuve.
Think he'll swing at the first pitch?
He may. There's a great note on Jose Altuve in the Astros stat pad. He has recorded more hits in his first 1,000 career games than Hank Aaron, Ted Williams, Tris Speaker, Pete Rose, Rod Carew, and Babe Ruth. Hits in his first 1,000 career games.
So I think everyone that you listed is already in the Hall of Fame except one, maybe. And that guy's in.
Babe Ruth's in there. I mean, that's amazing. On the Houston Astros list, all-time hits, he's already at 9. So he will move quickly up that list.
Yeah, with his long-term contract, he'll be at the top of the list. I mean, he's going to get a chance to play a lot. Bob Watson, number 6, the Bull. Bagwell, Biggio, Bertman was in there. Bertman may be, they say, the head baseball coach at
Rice.
Rice University. That's right.
It's right down the street.
Here's the 1 home run. That was Springer, a no-doubter. So Altuve, what does he do? Same thing. Get that leg kick. Chrysler drives the game, and that's exactly what you just saw from those 2 guys, leading off and hitting second. Heads up, Bobby Dynamite. Springer and Altuve. They do go back-to-back.
That one tapped off the leg of Altuve. Altuve is 27 years old. He will turn 28 on the 6th of May.
And really a very good story, considering he was denied trying out and just kept coming back. And I mean, you look at him as he stands next to various players. He's looking up to everybody. Yeah. But they're looking down at him and amazed and impressed with his production.
Yeah, it really is quite a story.
Yeah.
He's good for baseball.
Yeah.
When he signed as a 15-year-old or as a 17-year-old, Ray, his signing bonus, $15,000.
Really,
he's made $15,000 in the last 3 minutes.
That's right.
Yeah, it is something. He had that team-friendly contract, and there's still a couple years left on that contract. So those numbers were kind of just thrown into the whole pot. And the added amount was 5 years, $151 million. And if you add those numbers to what he had left on the contract before that, it's a total of 7 years, $163 million. That's Jose Altuve's world right there.
That's right. 4-hit game, and the 1 out he made is a line drive to right field.
So 4 for 5.
Well, if you have the magic wand, and really you have great extension. That pitch running away from him, he's off the plate also, yet able to reach out and just flick it into center field, and that's why he gets the number of hits that he does every year. If you go the 151 and then you say 163, you're talking about the 2 years at about 12.
Yeah.
So there's your team friendly part.
Yeah, there was 2 options left on the contract, $6 million and $6.5 million.
Yeah.
So just kind of all got thrown in there again. But his contract, Altuve, he's making $9 million this year. He's making $9.5 million next year. So a little bit of the money went into this year and next year. In 2020, it goes to $29 million a year. So he's going to get a $20 million raise after the 2019 season.
In a state in which there's no state income tax. I mean, that in itself for a player who plays here.
Up the middle off Pagan. He scrambles after it, and he's going to have to hold on, and let's hope he's okay. That was a shot right back up the middle.
Well, it must be okay. They're not checking with him, but it was a shot, and as he followed through.
No, hit his glove.
His glove, He's trying to reach down, and probably if he lets it go, it's a double play. That's kind of the way things are going for the A's. Okay, if you think of Altuve's contract and then what Mike Trout is doing this year, 34. His contract backloaded. He's got a couple, 2-3 years remaining on his. Everybody's talking about Machado and Harper. Mike Trout probably better than both of them. The overall consensus, I would think, and he's done it consistently for 5 years.
Oh, 1 the count to Yuli Gurriel, who's 0 for 3 with a sacrifice fly. Outside. Base hit for Carlos Correa extended his hitting streak. So he is now sitting on a 12-game hitting streak. Simeon grabs it, and he looks at all the bases, nowhere to throw. He'll take the one out. And that'll bring up Reddick. Reddick sees all those RBIs.
Well, Gurriel saw them also, and he lined out, kind of reached for a ball away from him. Everybody, good base running. Everybody back to the bases with line drive.
How about that? 2 grand slams this month.
First ever Astro
pop up. Chapman over. He's going to have a play. Yes.
Reddick's the first Astro ever to hit 2 grand slams in the month of April.
Yep.
Was it Bagwell next to us who hit the 2 in May? Or Bijou?
Yeah, Reddick hit one on Saturday.
That is interesting about Bagwell, his stance that really nobody ever want to emulate, but he said it was the late Tony Gwynn who signed the bat to him. And he said, Bags, don't change your stance, keep using your stance. And he stayed with the stance that basically is spread out, squat, and upper body.
It never looked comfortable. Man, he uncoiled it.
Oh, gosh. And it was all upper body with no stride at all. That is interesting, too. That Larry Anderson, who they were traded for each other. And he said that Bagwell kind of always said it, and you know, he got tired of saying it. Larry Anderson would call him when he was struggling and say, hey, why don't you talk about me more often? And he did. He'd start talking about him, then he'd start getting out of his slump if he ever got into one. But it was Larry Anderson who, I mean, is one of the trades that everybody would always talk about. Bagwell from Boston to Houston. But it was quite a trade and quite a career for Jeff Bagwell.
Red Sox needed a veteran reliever. Rookie of the year 91, MVP in 94. 449 career home runs.
But you know, he said one thing. He said all these players, and the one thing he talks to players about in spring training, he said if you don't use your legs, you're never going to hit. Well, he used his legs. I mean, it was like you said, he just started low and just uncoiled and came up out of that squat position and just unloaded everything.
Good breaking ball by Pagan. So 1-2 the count to Bregman.
And, you know, Pagan with a pretty good breaking pitch, and he shows it off here. And there's what the A's hitter saw a lot from McCullers tonight. Big sweeping breaking ball. Yeah, I'm glad you said about Rice with Lance Burton, because the head coach.
I think he went there.
Yeah, he went to school there, and there was talk that he was going to be the coach, and he's a former player coaching their head coach now at 82. Is his last year.
Well, that's a powerhouse baseball school, Rice.
And you said it's not far from here?
No. In fact, I think we drive by it. Drive by when we go to the airport. Pagan trying to work his way out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam. Drilled into the seats. Those are the scary ones.
Well, it's nice to see a lot of people clapping. That means somebody made a good play and didn't get hurt. Oh, very scary. There is a net above both dugouts. Protect the people behind the dugout.
So another 1-2 to Bregman. Blocked nicely by Maxwell. Maxwell's been busy tonight. He's blocked a whole bunch of balls.
I got him with 9 with runner at bases and 2 with a runner at third. Nobody will ever know unless you just said what you said.
We have a stat for everything else.
There will not be a stat pack list on that.
So now it's 3-2. Got to throw a strike. 25 pitches for Pagan.
I guess the fans want double figures. The way they're cheering for Bregman.
3-2 pitch, and he checks his swing. It's a foul ball. And the runners have to head back. Look in by Emilio Pagan. Now he's ready. And the pitcher's fouled straight back. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. So a good battle here with the bases loaded.
Bregman has to be thinking fastballs all the time, and Pagan has a good slider, but with 3-2 count and pitch number 10 coming up, let's see if he throws him anything but a fastball.
And it's high, and he walked it. So Marisnik trots home. Bregman gets his second RBI of the night. And it's 11-0.
How many visits he got left, Kai? Did he use them all?
1. So 6 walks issued tonight by the Athletics pitchers. A couple of them by Pagan. This inning started with a walk.
That's right.
Emilio Pagan has just not been able to find a groove, Ray. And he's an important part of this A's bullpen.
Yeah, you're right. And really, with the number of pitchers that have pitched tonight, and I think why Bob Melvin took Trevino out, he had a very good 1 inning. Didn't throw a lot of pitches. And maybe thinking about tomorrow, Trevor Cahill pitching tomorrow, he's got to have some length. Remember, Buchter's on the disabled list. Trinan is available, of course. But you get to the point where you start thinking about a day ahead versus that night, and Trevino, as good as he was tonight, you start looking at a 5-0 deficit, and Trevino doing as well as he did, and really he has come into his own. Snuloom gave up a couple. Hatcher threw a lot of pitches, walked 3 at 1 inning. Font, 3 hits, 3 home runs, and now Pagan, they throw up pitch number 30.
Marwin Gonzalez, a home run and a sacrifice fly, so he's got a couple of RBIs tonight. He drives this one to left center. That's hit well. Canna and Joyce coming together, and it'll be Mark Canna who grabs it. And that will do it. Make it Smolinski, excuse me. Smolinski makes the catch. So a run for the Astros. 9th inning coming up. It's 11-0. And Kelly Johnson bring you the Happy Hour. It's also available to listen live and as a podcast on NBCSportsBayArea.com. So it's 11-0. The Astros lead, and we have reached the 9th inning. So the new pitcher for Houston is Tony Sipp, the left-hander who pitched briefly last night. Face Bruce Maxwell. Maxwell, Joyce, and Simeon here in the ninth. First pitch is a strike right on the outside corner. Maxwell has struck out and hit into a 4-6-3 double play. Swing and a miss, so another slider, but just a little further out. McCullers the story tonight. Lance McCullers, 7 shutout innings, giving up just 2 hits with 7 strikeouts. Maxwell loops one toward left. You see Fisher there. Fisher well positioned as he was right where he needed to be. So 1 away. Now Fisher will probably move well into left center field for Matt Joyce.
Everybody shifts.
Everybody shifts.
But
and that one is drilled towards center. Barizdik got a good jump and he makes the catch. A hard hit ball by Matt Joyce, but nothing to show for it, so he heads back to the dugout 0 for 4. 2 quick outs for Marcus Simeon. A's post-game live coming up. Make sure you join us tomorrow for the final game in this series. Trevor Cahill and Garrett Cole is your pitching matchup. First pitch a little after 11 o'clock Pacific time. 1 the count to Marcus Simeon, who has grounded out twice and struck out. Good pitch there by Sipp. 79 miles an hour. Took a lot off it.
Well, the Astros relievers are not coming in and just throwing fastballs. Even on the 1 and 2, Gannis looking at his cheat sheet on his left forearm to see what pitch to call. Have Sipp throw on the 1 and 2.
Bounced foul down the left field line. Just 3 hits in the game for the Athletics. 3 singles. Not close. A fastball at 92 miles an hour. The way the ball game ends. Marcus Simeon strikes out for the 2nd time. And the Astros come up big tonight, and they tie this series at a game apiece. 4 home runs, and Lance McCullers the story tonight for the Houston Astros. Time of game was 3 hours and 14 minutes. A sellout tonight, 41,493. Final score from Minute Maid, the Houston Astros 11, and the Oakland A's nothing. Time now for A's post-game live. Let's head back to the studio and Jim Kozimor.